What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here as always with... No, I'm not. Will Leahey is not here today. Y'all are in luck. Poor Will. But before we get into this, check out this new hat. See that? We're calling this Stealth Eyes, and you can get it at pitchingninja.com, so head on over. I'm going to start out with my favorite story of the day, Bryan Woo. Woo took a perfect game into the 7th inning yesterday. He had 5 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs and only 2 hits. He had these fastballs and changeups, but that really wasn't the story of the game. The story of the game was Bryan Woo's shoes. And yes, I'm a poet. Check out these cleats. They're both Ric Flair with the trademark Woo, as well as a Pitching Ninja logo. This is fantastic. I got a call from his agent before he made these shoes asking if I wouldn't mind if my logo was on it. And I was like, abso-freaking-lutely. This is awesome. I love Bryan Woo. Anyway, he pitched with these cleats yesterday, and I thought for a while they were going to make it into Cooperstown as part of his perfect game. But alas, he didn't get the perfect game. He does now have the lowest whip of any pitcher that's thrown 100 innings or more this year at 0.82. And his ERA is 2.38. He had these fastballs and changeup. The Mariners down the Padres 5-2.
Did Pitching Ninja connect with your agent? Is that how?
Yeah, I think I've had a good connection with him, and then he kind of reached out to make sure that it was okay with him too. And then, but yeah, Rob's great. Like, I really appreciate like everything that he does for the game, and like growing up, especially in college when he kind of got big. Like, I learned so much from his stuff, and like watching all of his interviews, watching all of his stuff. Like, you get grips from this guy, and like it's especially as a pitcher, like that's the stuff that you really appreciate of like truly growing the game and truly trying to help like the next generation of getting better at pitching.
Could you imagine? You got Ric Flair on your shoe. You know, that's not something that's, you know.
Yeah, it's a little. That's what I said. It was a little out of my comfort zone, a little bit out there, but sticking with him now, and you'll see him next start. That's for sure.
Woo outdueled Michael King, who had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 earned run. Had this 2-seamer, these sweepers, sliders, and changeup. Here's an overlay of his sweeper and changeup. You can see how he attacks east to west. Now to the rest of my whip around the league. Bailey Falter had 5 Ks in 7 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits. He had these sliders and picked up a sword as the Pirates sailed past the Marlins 3-1. He faced Jonathan Bermudez, who had no Ks in 2 innings, giving up 3 runs on 3 hits. Those 3s are part of the Bermudez triangle. You know, 3 runs, 3 hits. The Guardians beat the White Sox 6-4. Matthew Boyd was really good with 9 Ks in 4 1/3 innings, giving up 1 earned run. He had these curveballs and changeups. He faced Davis Martin, who had 4 Ks in 3 innings, giving up 5 runs, had these sliders and picked up a sword. Bowden Francis had 1 K in 8 innings, giving up 1 hit, and took a no-hitter deep into this game. In fact, into the 9th inning, where he again lost his no-hitter on a home run. Hey, if you're going to lose it, lose on a home run. Why not? I say that, but of course, after this, the Blue Jays crashed and lost to the Mets 6-2. Bowden Francis had this splitter for a sword for his only K. But my favorite moment of the game was when he glove signed this curveball. Yep, he glove signs it in the middle of the pitch. You see there, he flips his glove down like that, signals curveball. And the reason he did this is the pitch clock was running down and he didn't want to get a pitch timer violation. So he hurried up and signaled his pitch. I guess the hitter, I don't know if you want to believe him or not, but I mean, he wasn't lying. And I didn't even spot this. Bowden Francis told me this after the game. And I'm talking with Bowden Francis today for an interview. Should be fun. He faced Sean Manaea, who had 8 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run on 3 hits. Sean Manaea. And these fastballs and sweepers. And I love this. They showed during the game how Manaea practices his angles to the plate. He actually throws on the opposite mound in the bullpen. That's ridiculous. I also did this side by side of Chris Sale and Sean Manaea because Sean Manaea lowered his arm slot after watching Chris Sale shove against them. And you can see how close these two guys are mechanically. Manaea's probably got a few LBs on sale, though, right? Merrill Kelly had 3 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 3 runs as the D-backs destroyed the Rangers 14-4. Hit his painted fastball, the sinker, and changeup. He faced Cody Bradford, who had 4 Ks in 3 2/3 innings, but gave up 8 earned runs. Hit his painted fastball and changeup. The Tigers clawed past the Rockies yesterday, 7-4. Casey Mize had 7 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs. He had these fastballs, but the splitter was a pitch of the game for him, and he painted with this one. The Phillies slipped past the Rays 3-2. Zack Wheeler went 6 innings with 9 Ks. Nice. Giving up 2 runs. He had these front door 2-seamers, these cutters, and sweepers. He faced Shane Baz, who had 4 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and these heaters and curveballs. Jake Irvin had 5 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits as the Nats easily beat the Braves 5-1. He had these fastballs. It really disappointed me, kind of. Well, at least the result disappointed me because, again, I am rooting for the Braves to make it to the postseason because I need that pitching staff in the postseason. He faced Max Fried, who had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had these sliders and curveball. Luis Gil had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run as the Yankees slipped past the Royals 4-3. He had this elevated 98-mile-an-hour fastball and this painted 97-mile-an-hour heater, as well as these sliders. He faced Cole Reagans, who had 7 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, had this slider, changeup, and knuckle curves. The Twins beat the Angels 6-4. Zebby Matthews, good old Zebulon Matthews, had 5 Ks in 3 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these nasty sliders. He faced Jack Kohanowitz. Remember, the C is silent, who had 3 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs. And I thought his sinkers looked outstanding. I mean, look how disgusting this sinker is at 98 miles an hour. Screw that. The Red Sox beat the Orioles 5-3 in 10 innings. Nick Pivetta went 6 innings with 9 Ks. Nice. Giving up 1 run. He had this curveball and sweeper. He faced Dean Kramer, who had 7 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 1 earned run. And had this cutter and splitter. The Cards flew past the Reds yesterday, 2-1. Lance Lynn had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run. He had these fastballs, and really what I liked about this game were his antics after his fastballs. He had this one where he walks off the field with his glove on his head, and then the standard Lance Lynn, F you fastball, where he yells out F you at the top of his lungs, and then walks off the field. And I'm no John Boy, but I believe after reading his lips, I've got a dumb motherfucker out of Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn, you never change. He faced Brandon Bird Dog Williamson, who had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run, and these cutters and changeups. The A's slipped past the Astros 5-4. Joey Estes had 2 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs, and had this slider. He faced Hunter Brown, who had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 5 runs. Had this 99-mile-an-hour fastball, this painted fastball, as well as his elevated 2-seamer. Blake Snell had 8 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run as the Giants destroyed the Brewers 13-2. He had these fastballs and changeups. He faced who was really poor old Colin Ray yesterday because he gave up 10 earned runs in 4 innings. Yuck. The Dodgers beat the Cubs 10-8. Bobby Miller had 2 Ks in 4 1/3 innings, giving up 6 runs, had this elevated fastball and changeup. He faced Jordan Wicks, who had 2 Ks in 3 innings, giving up 7 runs, hit his paintish fastball and changeup. The story of this game was 4 home runs in the first inning, but I don't have to cover it because Will isn't here. We do not do dongs on this show. Only Will does dongs, if you know what I mean. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Emmanuel Clase had these sliders. Fernando Cruz had these dirty splitters. Yohan Duran had these wicked curveballs. Lucas Erceg had this mean front door fastball. Look at that. Jason Foley had this 99-mile-an-hour heat. Hunter Gaddis K'd the side with his changeup fastball and slider. Griffin Jacks had this bend-the-knee sweeper and this heater at the knees. Tommy Canely picked up a Jiffy Lube special. Michael Kopech had this dirty slider for the last out of the game. Andres Munoz had this fastball and slider. Evan Phillips had this wicked sweeper for a sword. And Luke Weaver had this fastball and changeup for a sword. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, we have Blake Treinen for this sick sinker slider overlay. That is just pure filth. At number 4, Sean Manaea for his sweepers. I'm going to give Lance Lynn the 3rd filthiest pitch, mostly for his mouth. At number 2, Zack Wheeler and his filthy stuff. And at number 1, it's Bryan Woo and his Cleat game, and for taking a perfect game into the 7th inning, but mostly because of his Cleat game. It's absolutely the shoes. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. Yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to cover any dongs in this, but I do love Shohei's home run celebration where he imitates Decoy. Yep, that's a dog. He better stay out of Ohio, or else he might get eaten. Just kidding. My picks of the day today, I'm going to start out with Gavin Williams for 6 Ks or more, then take Sonny Gray for 6 Ks or more, and top it off with Kumar Rocker for 6 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?